What is happening, everybody? My name is John Denton. Thank you for joining me on another reaction. Check it out, patrons. You made it happen again. Lupe Fiasco's The Call follows up Lupe Fiasco's Food and Liquor, which was last week's patron reaction. If you're seeing this on YouTube and you're wondering what I'm talking about, not only can you see this video in full uncut form, link down in the description for the patron, you can also see Food and Liquor in uncut form. Also, all the extra content that's on there, 4 extra album reactions every single month decided by the patrons, up to 8 track reactions, all the full album reactions we do from the Twitch streams. Check out the Twitch streams as well, link down in the description to that. Oh my goodness, the entire support structure for the channel. Guys, I'm going to jump straight in. If it's anything like Food and Liquor, I am in for something very special indeed. Let's do this.
Because the problem is we think it's cool too. Check your ingredients before you overdose on the cool.
Alright, strong intro, I get it. I get the angle that he's going for with the name, and much like Food and Liquor, the name of the album seems to be something that we've got to think about, and it's going to have multiple meanings.
We could break down those walls to set you free. We would, 'cause we out here. I got my go gadget flow. I got my go gadget flow. I got my go.
I feel like I've heard this hook before somewhere. Maybe it was released as a single, I don't know. Maybe I've heard it along this journey. Certainly no reactions. Much like the stuff on Food and Liquor that I had heard, it's going to be a different kettle of fish once I go into the lyrics. But I'm pretty sure I've heard this hook, so I don't want to pretend that I hadn't.
Me, no ghost, no 16-bit like Sega Genesis. RG ball on the board, soundtrack on the track, Gemini on the job, Taylor G on the...
Oh, I got stuck on one bar. I'll have to go back. All me, no ghost, no 16-bit like Sega Genesis. And I was like, okay, so what does he mean by 16? What's 16-bit? 16 bars bitten from somebody else. Obviously Sega Genesis, Sega Mega Drive, as we call it over here. 16-bit console. I've got to go back now because I got stuck on the first bar of the whole fucking project.
From the F to the F with the amazing verbals, but they race in a circle like they racing a gerbil. I race in a circle like I'm raising a horse, so I'm raising a Porsche. So they racing in place and racing a cage, I'm racing a course. Let go, gadget flow. I got my go.
What I like about this hook, not only does it sound cool, and obviously, for those who are old enough to know about Inspector Gadget, did they reboot Inspector Gadget? I mean, they did that fucking film, but that was probably about 20 years ago. Regardless, it gives you a moment to kind of process the bars that went before. Yeah, it's a flow clinic, but there's bars in there. There are bars in there, unsurprisingly, right? From the F to the F for the amazing verbals while they're racing a circle, like they're racing a gerbil, I race in a circle like I'm racing a horse, I'm racing a Porsche while they're racing in place, they race in a cage, I race on a course. Course, that case in the court did not defer the dream. I'm still raising in the sun, raging against the machine. If you're gonna rap fast, do that.
The coolest nigga what? 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 I love the wall, I love the seas, and I love the shore. No love for no beach, baby, that's love. She said that she would give me greatness, status, placement above the others. My face would grace covers of the magazine.
I already know this isn't just about a woman, because it's Lupe Fiasco. And The Coolest, this is like a prequel to the track The Cool from Food and Liquor, right? I mean, you know me, I got genius up when I do this because, as far as I'm concerned, it makes the reactions better. I don't click every single bar, I just have the lyrics in front of me, and I like to sometimes read the little top line. But it gives me a better understanding for making a video about it. It's not what I do when I was first listening to a record off video, but that's not what I'm doing, is it?
And I would never feel pain and never be without pleasure ever again. And if the rain stops and everything's dry, she would cry just so I could drink the tears from my eyes. She teach me how to
don't. And if the rain stops and everything's dry, she would cry just so I can drink the tears from her eyes. Ridiculous, ridiculous. I'm taking this as a kind of double entendre, meaning the street life as well. It makes sense. With everything that he's saying, seemingly that makes sense, especially if you reference it to the previous track.
It's on her bosom to him, or maybe she retire as well. And I came hella hard, umbrella whatever, apply with over pellet pains, and pray to God that the floods subside. Felix, cause he is the cleanest amongst the younger, outstanding, achieving up and comers.
Typically, I'll click on a bar on Genius if there's something I literally don't understand. That was just the eye of the Unger Felix, because he's the cleanest among the younger, outstanding, achieving up-and-comers. Felix Unger was a character from The Odd Couple that had a compulsive need to clean everything. Listen, I didn't know the names of the characters in The Odd Couple. But also, Felix is Latin for lucky.
He gave me a Mercedes and a necklace with a solid gold key, like the starter of a car, the opener of a door, or 2 pounds of raw. Beat, the coolest nigga, what? The coolest nigga, what? The coolest nigga, what? The coolest.
Listen, I made a video yesterday about the new Joyner Lucas track, Snitch, and I said that it was a bit too basic. It's like a gimmick thing that he does, one of those, like, looking at situation from both sides. It's not the same subject matter as this. But when you come from an artist like Lupe Fiasco, who is able to bake in these deep, deep metaphors, triple, quadruple entendres, complex wordplay, but make you think and be sort of specific, even though it's not about somebody from real life, you can conjure up images of specific situations with beautiful poetry. That is the standard that I'm going to hold somebody to when I think that they want to create something clever, and that's why I said it was too basic, that Joyner track.
And hang with the players of the pool, fast talking on the hustle. No heaven up above you, no hell underneath you.
And seek unholy grails like a fool and hang with the players of the pool. I thought I'd click on that because it's an unusual way of phrasing that. Go straight into fast talking on a hustle, which is obviously a pool reference. Oh, it's a reference to Gwendolyn Brooks' poem, We Real Cool, the Pool Players, 7 at the Golden Shovel. Oh, okay. Of course it is. Fucking hell, Lupe. Now, this track, Superstar, was a big hit on the radio over here. I'm not sure why. It still gets played all the time. Even on Radio 1, it still randomly gets played all the time. So I've heard this song many, many, many times, but I haven't really dived into the lyrics.
You are a superstar, then have no fear. The cameras here. On the design, do something new. Where your name in on the guest list. Who brung you? You, the more famous person you come through.
So no surprise, it has more meanings than I thought. I thought this was just a meditation on fame. Oh no. Lupe is comparing his attempt to get into a club with the character of Michael Young History's attempt to enter heaven after his death. Lupe is rejected from entering the club because the bouncer does not recognise him. Michael Young History, meanwhile, is rejected from heaven by St. Peter at his pearly gates because he, being a nefarious drug dealer, contributed nothing positive to the world during his lifetime. I'm going to take it back a little bit. So it's like, I know this song, I've heard this song 100 times. Oh no, I didn't.
I'm too, and then they hit me, standing outside of heaven waiting for God to come and get me. I'm too uncouth, unschooled to the rules, and too gumshoe. I'm with it well, though I need a holiday like Lady Who Sung Blue. But back whatever you
Billie Holiday
did, you undo. Heavy as heaven, the devil on me 2 tons too. If you are what you say you are, and you better wear your shades. The spotlights here can burn holes through the stage.
Alright, I will. Don't have to tell me twice, Mr. Fiasco.
Through the basement, past the Indian graves where the dinosaurs laid, and out through China, nearly Mrs. Airliners.
So he's not just going to some cool underground club, Michael's going to hell. I can't believe how many times I've heard this song and never knew this stuff.
The audience ain't phased, and they ain't gon' clap, and they ain't gon' praise. They want everything back that they paid.
This is the smartest song ever about fame, by the way.
You would say you need to go and see that, and everybody claps because everybody is pleased, and then they all take the stage and start performing for me. What you say you are.
I'm almost embarrassed. I didn't realise the depth of that song, even though I remember hearing it for like the 40th time and actually listening to the lyrics. This was way before I ever reacted to music, and going, oh, this is actually, I understand what he's talking about now. And I did, but I didn't understand this extra layer. Obviously, I think you need to hear it in the context of the album to ever understand the extra layer. You'd never even know about all of the Michael Young History stuff. But still, the fact that that's got an extra layer on top of it is a joke to me. In the English way of saying that.
You know, I gotta go pay these bills. I got a show to do, you know? One time for your mom. I'm grab my go-yard trunk, got ready to walk it out like Unc in my John Lennon chucks. That's on the dash, sir, to dry your tears. And wipe the rain from my dear like Dasher. Use the dame, who's the username to all my password. Wherever I ain't go.
Just a very, very, very slick track about travel, unless I'm missing something else, which I might be.
I'll exchange my dollar bills, lean back in my first class seat and sleep. Don't wake me till I land where they barely understand what I speak.
I like an old school vibe, an old school flow on this as well. It's nice.
Yeah. young leaders. Oprah put it on my culture, now if that ain't wrong. I got it from the rhymers, now if that ain't blown. They gave my man 44, now if that ain't long. Bro, and the sidekick, the rider, and the nigga that I ride with. In your ear like the maker of the vibrant. Assalamu alaikum to the maker of the vibrant. Them other niggas on.
In your ear like the maker of the vibrant. Q-Tip goes in your ear. He's in your ear.
It might follow. Take this chill pill, little nigga swallow. Recital is very homicidal. The big screen will capture it, cause it's high definition.
Use the essentials of cool. A brief study on the things so instrumental to rule. That make me feel flyer than lobbies of W's. A disclaimer, just a rhyme, no prediction.
Beat is too crazy. It's too crazy. Right, I need to concentrate on this one.
Parisian sensibility, so stay out the vicinity of. Yeah, the niggas over there. It's Watanabe, got damn you. I like Yoji Yamamoto and Max Roach solo. Leather Gucci belts and guilty brotherhood. Polo solid Street Fighter 2. I just really hate Zangief, only Ken and Ra. Do I find it hard to be Blanca?
Mate, you get me with those Street Fighter 2 bars every single time. Really hate Zangief. Zangief's alright. Only Ken and Ryu. Like, I'm a Ryu guy all day. Find it hard to beat Blanca. Just got to stay away from the electricity. At the moment, I mean, it's a long way to go. There's a long way to go. I'm not quite getting as much from this record as I was from Food and Liquor, but then again, I'm thinking of the sort of that back runner tracks on Food and Liquor, which was so outstanding, and we're only 8 tracks into a 19 track record, so there's every chance we're going to get that same level as we move on. I mean, these are all proper songs as well, no interludes through that whole thing, so we're in for a long one. Jesus, it's going to be a long recording, well over 2 hours of recording time on this one.
He said, I write what I see. Right to make it right, don't like what I be. I like to make it like the sights on TV. Cousin,
stack that cheese.
He couldn't think of nothing.
Stack that cheese.
He turns down the beat, writer's block MP.
Okay, already I'm back in. So, disregard the last comment.
Reps north side, so he rocks them braids. 1,100 friends on his MySpace page. Stack that cheese, got
shout out MySpace, mate. Fucking hell.
On the road, best homie in the grave, tatted up while in the cage. Minute Maid got his mama working like a slave.
Love this track.
Throw some candy on the cat and chuck the deuce and act a fool. Man, it feels good when it happens like that. 2 days from going back to selling crack. Yes, sir.
It's such an elegant song. Subject matter that we've heard before, of course. It's subject matter that makes sense. But the elegant way that he puts it, the descriptive way, the specifics that he uses to paint that picture, I think such a hallmark of his work that I've heard so far. But also it makes you empathise with the situation. It makes the situation completely relatable. You've gone through all of that and you can understand all of that, and then he pulls back in 2 days from going back to selling crack. Even if you're not from a situation where you've had to have that pressure in your life, you can empathise with people in those situations. And there are plenty of fucking people in those situations. And I think that's a problem that we have in this country and in America as well. There's a disconnect between people in different situations, people who've grown up in different circumstances, and the lack of empathy between one set of circumstances and another causes further ruptures, further divisions. With something as elegant and eloquent as this track, it can heal that, and people who maybe not ever thought about it before, maybe they've not had that empathy before, can begin to get a slightly different understanding and appreciation about different circumstances in life, and also how easily if they've been lucky enough to not be in those circumstances throughout their life, how easily they could have been in that situation. Through the same motivations, the same wants, the same desires, but just literally being born in a different place. And then you can extrapolate that out of, take that out of a first world country, whether it's America or over here, and put yourself into a third world country. Just pure chance of where you're born, right? I think that's such an important ability that certain great art can have, is to make that relatable and allow the listener, the reader, the viewer, whoever, to put themselves and be put into different situations, to essentially live different lives, or it's speaking directly to you.
She said there was no love in her heart, cause one day a rapist attacked her and broke that all apart. She said there was no way to fix it or to cover her scar. The hell he's been to and the one that he's stuck in, the one he can't escape, even though it's of his own construction. Maybe you can't relate, maybe you one of those that just doesn't, maybe he doesn't care, loves to allow these demons to come in with no true.
I think, once again, just backing up my point that I just made earlier.
See, relief distribution systems is in disorder. He's checking water, making sure it's safe enough for his daughter to float across in the boat he built, hopefully strong enough to support her. Praying, boy.
Okay, like really exactly what I said now. Talking about pulling somebody out of the first world situation, even a really terrible one, and putting them into a third world situation. Yeah, powerful track.
The virus is written in all directions. No safe zone, no cure, and no protection. No symptoms to find the signs of an infection. No vaccines, remedies, and no corrections. Quarantine your dreams and sell off our connections. Don't let them in, not a friend, not a reflection. Everybody's
feeling pretty relevant right now, considering it's a 13-year-old track, right? Fucking hell. Obviously, multiple meanings in this. It's a Lupe Fiasco track, but when you're taking it literally, I mean, we're in it, right?
Have the cure. The rich say the poor are the source. Revolutionaries say a psychological war invented by the press just to have something to report.
This is fucking doing my head in because it's just so real. It's so fucking real right now.
The whole wide world, death is on the tip of her tongue and dangers at the tip of her finger. Conscience of a populace with no knowledge and every freedom denied. Every dream is designed and broadcasted from the masses to the masses, from the antennas on top of the shrines. Darling fraudulent angel once caught her changing the batteries in a halo. Receipt for wings and everything that she paid for, and the address to the factory where they made those.
I'm pretty sure I didn't breathe through that whole verse. This is immense, an immense track. Scarily relevant, like I said, but the depth of it, the multiple meanings throughout, it's hard to even move off the fucking surface because of what we're living through right now. But again, the street life, the depression, the psychological issues, obviously, you know, an actual pandemic, multiple things going on here. The flow, the fucking bars. Here we go. I was wondering where this was coming. I knew something like this was coming because there's no way you guys were raving about this album as much as the last album without this depth in it. I knew it was coming.
In the store, he bought it with the money he got from his chores. He robbed a candy shop, told her lay down on the floor, put the cookies in the bag, take the pennies out the drawer. Back hat, he gon' blow away the bully that just pushed his ass.
Okay, here we go again.
Blew up his hut with a hand grenade. Cut his wife throat and she put her hands to pray. Just 5 more dogs, then we can get a soccer ball. That's what my commander say.
This beat is amazing. The fucking military drums and the like. I don't even know what you call it. Like the sort of marine singing. I don't know what you call it, but like the beat's fucking amazing. To my child soldiers, Jesus Christ.
Everywhere I come, government want me dead, so I wear my gun. I really want the rocket launcher, but I'm still too young. This candy give me courage not to fear no one.
The candy being drugs that they use to
Boy brigade, a macabre parade of the toys he made. And shamogs and shades who look half his age, about half the size of the flags they wave. And can't read the words that's on their own graves. Think you gangsta popped a few rounds. These kids will come through and murder a whole town.
Fucking hell. Who's on this guy's level? I'm sorry for shouting if that hurt your ears. Who is on this guy's level? I need answers because I don't think there is anyone. I picked up my remote control for my TV for no reason. This song is fucking incredible. It's incredible. It's incredible lyrically. It's incredible for the message that it's creating. Again, it's incredible because it's doing that thing that I talked about earlier, where it's making you as a listener relate to a world that is not your own. It's not just preaching at you. You're being put into it, right? But also, it is marrying with this incredible beat that has that military vibe. Yet, the fucking craziest thing about the whole track is that it slaps, and it makes me feel ill to say that. But it does. That's the fucking reality of it. As a song, it slaps. If you didn't listen to any of the lyrics, for whatever reason, you'd be nodding your head. I'm probably nodding my head, which makes me feel ill to even say that. But it's true. Fucking hell.
For your moms make the room silent. She don't approve of violent games. She leave, resume activity. Starting blue hearts apart, sharp wizardry.
I don't think that's an indictment of video games either. I think that's a verse designed to make you think, to make you relate, but also it's also about recruitment of young people in America, right? To the military, you know, the adverts that they're advertising on Twitch, recently. This is a thing that was just happening. And like you could sign up to get rewards and shit like that. It's fucking dark.
Want to kill him. Slow, make niggas suffer. You know what I'm saying? My man said life ain't easy. When
What is this beat?
niggas gotta eat, that's when shit get greasy.
Soundtrack, man. Fucking awesome. Awesome.
Streets be all like, feed me, feed me. When niggas gotta eat, that's when shit get greasy. My man said life ain't easy. When niggas gotta eat, that's when shit get greasy. And he will let you hold like a whole lot of keys. Even if you lose some, he will give you new ones. Twice the bread, it's like he had 2 buns. And he
How does someone's brain decide to go, I'm going to tell a story about street life, about the realities of street life, but I'm also just going to make a load of raps about food, literally about eating a burger, and it's going to hit.
If it was about caking, he was a partaker. International, he would take trips. Bon voyage, that's how hard he was fishing for the chips. So greedy, never gave to the needy. That's what some say. The way he shunned all the bums hanging in the subways. He called them fruit.
Fish and chips and Subway references.
The laughing, the killing, the way he had him standing in line like.
Leave me alone. How can I accept crap lyrics when this exists? How can I accept it? I'm not talking about music that isn't trying to be lyrical, okay? I'm not talking about that type of music. Go ahead. I love that type of music as well when it's good. You know I do. Watch the channel, right? But I'm talking about guys who are being rappers, MCs, lyricists. Not everyone can do this. I'm not trying to say everyone could do this. This is a rare one-off. Absurd talent. Absurd ability. But I can't accept basic crap. I can't. Not when this is out there, and this is 13 years old, and this is you can be inspired by this. I can't accept the lack of effort, unless you're not trying to do that. If you're not trying to do it, like I said, all good. But if you're trying to do it, if you're trying to be sharp and lyrical and slick, it doesn't have to be this good. But come on.
Let's call him king, haters call him clown. He would say, bite me, that's the way it's going down.
Lovers call him king, haters hate him clown. Burger King, fucking Ronald McFucking Donald.
Sunday and saw deep fry. Said he had beef and people want him dead. He loved the hungry ones, was only scared of the feds. He lived a fast life, couldn't get his path right. Fry just told him about the hooters that he had last night. Turn yourself into the paddy wagon, said no, bacon reason. Hey.
It's just unfair at this point. How's anyone supposed to compete with that? Genius. Incredible. And also, was that specifically a story, again, tied into the call, tied into Michael Young history? Was there a third meaning through all of that? I can't keep up at this rate. We've still got 6 tracks to go.
Coolest nigga, what? Dumb it down. F and F up. Dumb it down. Dumb it down. I'm fearless, now hear this, I'm earless, and I'm peerless. That means I'm eyeless, which means I'm tearless, which means my iris resides where my ears is, which means I'm blinded, but I'ma find it. I can feel its nearness, but I'm a veer, so.
Do you remember earlier when I was like, yeah, this album is not quite hitting in the same way as Food and Liquor, because, you know, these songs are a bit surface level. Oh, fuck off, John. Shut up.
So trill and so sincere, yeah, I'm both them there. Took both pills when the bloke in the trench coat and the lokes in the chair had approached him here. Made it clear as a ghost, so I bite the other throat.
What the fuck, dude? I mean, yeah, the Matrix reference, I'm just acknowledging it, but this is just... This actually, my mind is, you can just witness a mind being blown. Just witness a mind being blown. I'm not going to try and... Right, it's too much to break down. My mind is breaking down.
In the mirror, the writer of the quotes for the ghosts, who supplier of the notes to the living. Rivets in his rosette, pockets full of posies given to the mother of the deceased. Awaken that wall till I'm resting in peace.
I'm sorry. Made it clear as a ghost or a biter of the throats in the mirror, the writer of the quotes For the ghosts who supplier of the notes of the living, talking about ghostwriters, talking about ghosts, talking about the Matrix, talking about dumbing down for the mainstream, refusing to do it, and the fucking flow and the syntax and the inner rhymes and the scheme and all the other fucking adjectives in the world.
Groundless, but the door knockers on the ear of a stewardess in a leer. She fine and she flying, I feel I'm flying by, cause my mind's on cloud nine and in the mind at the same time. Pimp see the wings on an underground king, who's also Klingon, to infinity and beyond. Something really stinks, but I spinks like Leon. A lion in the desert, I'm flying on Pegasus, you flying on a pheasant. Right.
Oh, something really stinks, but I sphinx like Leon sphinx. But also something really stinks, then Sphinx, he doesn't smell it because the fucking Sphinx doesn't have a nose. And there's probably another meaning in there anyway.
Which means I'm headless, like Ichabod Crane is, or foreplay less sexist, which makes me saneless, with no neck left to hang.
Headless like Ichabod Crane, or foreplay less sex, no head, leave me alone.
With. What the fuck is wrong with you? Damn.
How can I get on the song with you? Dumb it down. Look, here's my man, my two-way.
Hey. They told me I should come down, cousin, but I flatly refuse.
I ain't dumbed down, no.
Yeah, no shit. No shit. I almost walked out in the middle of that because I didn't know what to do with myself. Fucking hell. Right, we've had a run now from Hip Hop Saved My Life, track 9, to Dumb It Down, track 14, of the highest caliber. That blew my brain, and as I was listening to it and reading along, and bars were hitting me, bam, 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 left, right, double meanings, there was another part of my brain going, you know there's more meanings here. You can see them, but I can't even, we're not even going to acknowledge those ones yet, because you can't. Because my brain would actually just fucking quarter itself and fall out my ears and mouth if I tried to understand it all in one go. Listen, guys, I didn't think this was going to happen anymore, right? Not with old music. And what I mean by that, if you've been following, let me adjust my seating position for a second. If you've been following me and my journey since the early Rock Reacts days, or you've gone back and seen some of those videos, I didn't think like what happened to me on Sing About Me or How Much a Dollar Cost, or I can't even think of other tracks that really fucking blew my brain out. From even This Is America, the biggest video that I'm on. I really didn't think this was going to happen again. Obviously, I'm going to be there for new music as it drops and songs will blow my mind, but I didn't think I was going to have my fucking structure of my fucking brain rearranged again in the same way that I did on a few of those videos that set me on this path. But Lupe Fiasco, man. Everything that I love about the lyrical rappers that I've liked so far, be it the old Sweatshirts, the Kendrick Lamars, going back the Nas's, Lupe just feels like he's on a different level. And that's a crazy thing to say because those guys are fucking god tier. This next track's got the same title as a Beatles track.
Hello darkness, hello sunshine, hello not at all. Hello darkness, hello sunshine.
I feel like I've heard this before, but I don't know. But obviously, Uncle, I haven't thought about Uncle in a while.
And it's fine if you fail, and you can refine the storyline if you survive to retell. We are targets, hello darkness. The being a slave is so great as gas fills the room and rockets destroy everything around him. He stands to find himself surrounded by thousands of soldiers that
I mean, apocalyptic scenario, amazing rock song. It's basically a rock song, right? Also, is this Michael Young history? Is his people turned on him in the story? Listen, forgive me for not following everything first. Listen, fucking hell, I'm only one human.
Well, I heard like cows that all your enemies wanna shoot you down. They got AK-47s and a bunch of Mag 11s and the automatic weapons that produce kapow. Nigga finna squeeze off 10, run up on this nigga lack, rat a tat tat, click clack with this nigga at I needs in. And pray they got no jam, so until we meet again, nigga, it's cool. I don't know what you've been told in your ear, but I hear. Bull rubber itching to catch your body creeping in the stolen jalopy out there waiting on you. Sitting in the stolen car finna rob this nigga. Said I let the mini Mac with a shotgun hit him. This damn project. Man, we finna go up in this club, show a little love, get a few drinks, holla at some girls.
What's up now, nigga? Ain't too cool now, is me?
Fuck. Does that lead into the track from the first album? Well, I ain't got no brain anymore.
Love my darkness, I've made them heartless, and in return they have become my martyrs. Back alleys and the black markets, the Oval Offices, the crack houses and apartments. mazes of the queens, the pages of the sages, and the chambers of the kings. Through the veins of the fiend class, and you can't pass if you missing G. I taught them better than that. I taught them aim for the head and hope they never come back. I'm glad your daddy's gone, baby. Hope he never comes back. I hope he's with your mother, with my hustlers high in my trap.
It's just genius. And like I said earlier in the reaction, in the video, the song slaps. It sounds like something that would actually come from the artist, the game. But the metaphor for the game and all the different things it represents, whether it's the drug dealing cycle, whether it's capitalism, different levels of greed, government. Oh my God.
I'm in the water out of Scarface pool and feed them from the table that held the Corleone's food. If you die, tell them that.
If you die, tell them that you played my game. I hope your bullet holes become mouths that say my name, because I'm the game. Fucking hell.
Is it cars? Is it girls? Is it my life? The world's no more disease, and that he's alright. That he's one of the generals inside the army of the light. And Graham you anymore. So what's happening? What you rapping about, little boy? Is it cars?
I mean, there's one more track that felt like the album closer. Yeah, gorgeous track. Obviously talking about his dad who just passed apparently before this album, but yeah, needed something. I mean, it wasn't a necessarily lighter track, but just something slightly more intense than everything that had gone before it, and really puts like a nice, again, bow around it, I was going to say, but that doesn't feel right either. Listen, like I was on Food and Liquor, I'm kind of absolutely mind blown by this point, so you just have to forgive me. Just let me ride with this last track.
Forever give you my love, cause when I'm down, you always put a smile. You don't have to worry about nothing, cause every time I see you, baby, you'll be rolling with me.
Go, baby.
Kind of a weird detour, but a nice little sort of love letter to his lady, to end an extremely deep album, an extremely intense listen, but a phenomenal record once again. I couldn't pick between the two. I didn't think it was going to get, stupidly, like I said, I didn't think it was going to get to this level from those earlier tracks, that lighter little trio tracks early on, Paris, Tokyo, a couple of others. But once we hit Hip Hop Saved My Life, we went on a run to basically put you on game, which is a 917 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, a 9-track run of unbelievable, like an album length run of unbelievable tracks that I got as deep into as I was able to. I was not necessarily scratch the surface, because I feel like I would have a bit more. I think if I just listened to it without the lyrics in front of me, I'd have scratched the surface, but we're doing it in this format. So I went just below the surface, but there's so much more depth there. I know I've got more Lupe albums to do. I don't know if they're going to be the ones you pick on the Patreon over the coming weeks. I might need a week off. I might need a week's break. We'll probably do a trap week next week just to give me a week's break, because it's fucking intense for my brain, man. This is an intense recording session, well over 2 hours, concentration levels high. But well worth it. My goodness me, what a record, what an artist, unbelievable stuff, unbelievable. Thanks again to all you patrons for supporting this channel, supporting this journey, and for putting me on game, quite honestly, and finally getting to these records which needed to be done. I'm not in the final piece of the puzzle, from my hip-hop understanding. That will actually be a puzzle that can never be completed for me, or indeed probably any of us. But these were big, important pieces, cornerstone pieces of the puzzle that I needed to hear for certainly artists relevant for the last 2 decades, post 2000s. My goodness me, if you're seeing this on YouTube, you want to see the uncut reaction, that is there on the Patreon, link down in the description. You'll also get the uncut reaction to Food and Liquor on there, plus 4 extra album reactions every single month. Uncut reactions of every album reaction on the channel from like March 2020 onwards, not the ones before that, so be wary. And extract reactions, all the stream reactions, everything is on there, the entire support structure. Guys, if you're new around here and you made it all this way and you're not subscribed, that's insane. Please do subscribe to the channel, leave a like, Fucking hell, I'm done. I'm done out here, alright? Peace and love.